Hey y'all. So in this series, I just want to post entire content, complete content about JavaScript. It's the language which I was working with since last 3 years. So I do want to make a complete tutorial because I couldn't find initially when I was learning. I couldn't find. I had to loop through various websites, various blogs, and various courses here and there, and kind of I had to practice everything. So it took a while, right? It really took at least 1 year in order to fully master the language, and I don't want anyone else to spend the same that amount of time again, and that's why I'm bringing that. I'm coming up with these plans, right? So I'd be covering all the advanced topics along with the basic ones, along with the foundational ones. And when we talk about advanced topics, it's not actually advanced topics, it's mostly the fundamentals, right? How things are working behind the hood, those fundamentals. And if we understand that very well, whatever we build on top of that thing, we can understand that very easily as well. Like if we know how things work, how we process actually um, some task asynchronously. So how can we do that? And if we understand that part, we can understand promises, callbacks, and asynchronous network requests, all kind of everything we can understand. So we are gonna focus on syntax part and actually all the modules which we can use and how these modules are written, right? What kind of design patterns these modules follow. In Node.js, we don't say modules, we say packages. So let's stick to that term. Okay. We would cover unit testing as well, and there would be some additional things which is just in that language, not in everywhere. Okay. So these are the steps which anyone should follow in order to learn a language. I've written down these things. You should learn syntaxes and build some basic programs. You should learn the foundation, how things are working behind the scenes, right? You should also learn async programming, obviously. Bren, what's the advantage and disadvantage? Okay, yeah, so by that I mean, what's the advantage of this language over async programming? Okay. There are some languages like, let's talk about Node.js. So Node.js is better in terms of IO, async IO, and this is an advantage of Node.js, the language, the JavaScript language which we are learning today. So that's the advantage of it, right? But if we use it in high computational servers, we are gonna get disadvantage, right? Because it's not well performed, it doesn't well perform in that type of scenarios. Okay, so in this course we'd be moving the same way. First we'll cover up all the data structures, right? And then slowly we'll move down to syntax, different syntaxes like conditionals, and meanwhile we'll build some programs as well, loops, functions, and all the data structures and so on. Afterwards we'll deep dive into functional part of the thing, right? Because we do want to go into functional programming paradigm as well, and OOP programming paradigm as well. So we'll touch on both, okay? And afterwards we'll also talk about the async programming, how we can make it work, and how generators are working behind the scenes, program promises are working behind the scenes, async await and everything. How can you publish your own npm package, which is a package manager provided by Node community, where it's actually owned by Microsoft and GitHub. owned by GitHub, and GitHub is owned by Microsoft. So kind of okay, cool. How can we create an actual software product with all the design patterns implemented in it? So we are gonna check that, we are gonna see that, and we're gonna take an action and build a software product with all the um all the same necessities, right? And everything would be it would be an actual real world software product. Okay. We would be creating GitHub actions, and we would be deploying it, creating automated flows, CI/CD pipelines, everything. Don't worry. And then we'll touch on unit tests as well, and we'll do a complete, actual, large project, sum in all of the knowledge. So how this course is different from other? Because I've seen most of the courses don't touch on the fundamentals part, foundations part, right? I'm not talking about basic and syntaxes, no. You don't want to be, no one wants to be script kiddie, okay? So just stick to know the basics, and then you can build things on your own. You don't need anyone. Cool then. See you in the next episode.